Welcome to Ngozi Talk Shows. Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Challenges we have had to overcome in 2020.
Find your own voice.
The world has become united by the unseen, knowing there are no guarantees for tomorrow.
Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Let the world hear your voice and be filled within.
For the day has come for you to be a great leader.
The time has come to break away from the pain, distraction, experience the unthinkable.
Welcome to Ngozi Talk Shows, everyone. The time has come for you to find your own voice and lead from within. My name is Nomsa Clara Mbe. I am the founder of Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency and the founder of Ngozi Talk Shows. So I am your love harmonist. With me today is Dr. Biget Tan. Dr. Biget, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Thank you, Numsa. Thank you. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are today. So, my questions for you: would you love to be able to be with the love of your life, or to be in a relationship that is just the way you dreamed it, or even better, the relationship that is just super awesome in every way, that you just love being in it, whether you actually now all already in a relationship and you love to for the relationship to be even better, or you are perhaps is want to attract the love of your life, you want to bring in the love of your life into your life now. Well, if you do, one way to do that, instead of going out there and chasing, because sometimes we hear the word, oh, you got to chase this man or this woman, or you got to do this and all the million work, then what if you can be actually easily do certain little thing and actually bring it into your life. And one way you can definitely do that is by increasing your vibrations. We know that everything is vibrating, and so when you increase your vibrations, when you are in a better vibrational state, in a better energy state, it will be actually a whole lot easier to bring in what it is that you love, including the love of your life or an even better relationship. So today we're gonna share with you some tips on tools on how to increase your vibration, and this is something you can apply for bringing in the love of your life. Yes, even between now and Valentine days, which is only a couple weeks away, or you can also use it applied in other aspect of your life. So listen up, we'll do that. We'll share that with you, and since that is one of my expertise, is to help people create the life, a joyfully rich life, full spectrum rich, where you have the richness of love, of health, of abundance and money and peace of mind and success in every way as well, being with me being a grief transformation and life success coach. So listen up, and then we'll see what gold nuggets you have. And when you do that, please share your gold nuggets in the comment below so we can continue learning from each other. So what about you, Numsa? What is one thing that when you say it, when we have this title, what was one thing that first come into your mind? You're muted.
Okay. When I created, sorry guys, when I created this title, the one thing that came to my mind was We are actually responsible actually to be able to create the life that we want. We are responsible how we show up in life for our blessings, and true blessings basically requires you to take responsibilities, uh, going within, going all in within, and so you can feel the life that you want. You can create the life that you want. Basically, avoiding the pressure. You can create the life that you want, but avoiding the pressure of looking at your friends and looking at your family, thinking why your life is not like them. When you create your life, you create your life joyful. You basically you become grateful for, you look at things, look at life, and you have this feeling of gratefulness of what you have in your life. And when you do that, you'll be able to actually bring the gift in your life that you desire, which is love. That's why we're talking about it today. If you're already in a relationship, you'll be able to actually bring the energy and activate the love that you want, your energy, basically your energy, and it will bring the energy to the other person, provided you are both basically want the same thing. Because if you're manifesting, if you say, okay, I'm manifesting, and your spouse, they are not the great match with you, and you're not meant to be together, and you think the universe is going to listen, the universe is going to make things worse, basically to show you that actually you are with the wrong person. So manifesting in your own life and basically bringing that vibration energy to attract the love that you want, it requires you to take the pressure off your shoulder and say, this is me. This is me, universe. This is God. You know what I've been through, and you know where I'm going. And right now, on Valentine's Day, it requires you to declare basically what you want, even if it's not going to happen on Valentine's Day, because our way and the universe's way and God's way is not ours. So it might not happen exactly on Valentine's Day, but it means you have to declare it in your own words that I will find love on Valentine's Day. And when Valentine's Day comes, if the love of your life is still not there, it doesn't mean the search stops. It continues, because you've already declared, and the universe has already know what you want, and God has already know what you want. So then you declare you want, and then your behavior, your character has to align with what you want. So I'm gonna talk more about the behavior. I'm gonna let Dr. Biget add something.
Surely, I love that. That it is when you feel that the because that is one thing to raise our vibration and to keep it high. I love how you say, even if you say, okay, some people do this thing of, okay, I'm going to be, on the best vibrations and so forth within this time frame, and then things doesn't show up the way they want, the date that we put, and then we like loses, and I'm going whoop, like we kind of like a deflated balloon, right? And then your vibration is going boom. And so that is one thing that we don't want to let happen. The same thing if you are in a relationship. Perhaps you want the person to do something and they didn't, and for whatever reason they didn't, and then you're like, oh, okay, well then I'm just going to become resentful or something. And that doesn't work. So what we want to do is to remember that that everything, if you are if you say, I've been doing this work, and I've been doing that, and I still not here with the love of my life, and yes, my vibration and my energy is depleted. To remember a couple things, I would say, for me, when I try to date and the date didn't happen, I would say two things to remember. That the first is that there is a, we call it the law of gestation. Just like if you want to get a, If you ever plant trees, if you want to get a plum tree, if you plant from the seed to get the plum tree to the point that it produces nice, beautiful, sweet plums, it take a little bit longer time than if you were to plant onions, right? The onions, you get it a lot shorter time than the tree that might take a couple years. But then guess what? The result is you plant the plum, and once the plum tree there, and it will produce a lot more fruit, or apple, or whatever fruit tree, it produce a lot more fruit, bringing a lot more benefit for you and perhaps family and even other people around because now it has a lot of fruit and it's durable. It's a lot more durable than one shot thing that is really quick, but then in once you you gre- you reap the harvest. That's about it. And so that's one thing you want to remember that I think it was Henry David Thoreau that says if you build a castle in the sky, build a foundation for it. And perhaps you are if you've been doing. Would you mind muting Lisa because it's a lot of static. If you are building something, then and you want to create something, it takes time. Perhaps what it is that you would love to create is something really, really magnificent, and that it is the time that takes for it to bring it into maturity for you to be able to see it. And so, what you want to do is actually be grateful. To be grateful is the number one thing that can raise your vibrations. And yes, you went to this is perhaps day number 25th that you have been in the last 3 years. And you're here with the love of your life. That is a perfect match for you. But we know that each of them is adding, it's kind of like when you're building a castle in the sky, each of them is like the rung of the ladder for you to get up there. So if anything, you say, "Oh well, okay, well that didn't work. What lesson did I learn? Thank you for adding another ladder to the for me to reach what it is that I would love, and be grateful. And instead of saying, "Oh my God, there goes another thing that doesn't work. This is just gonna be. I'll never be one half you, and I'm just not meant to be this." What if you just say that? Okay, well I understand. I have a really good vision here, and I'm grateful for everybody that come and help me get closer to that to being the love of my life, or that every time you have perhaps it's the treatment at home, he says, okay, well, now that we got to know each other better, instead of being responding to the people whom you're already with, then you say, how could that bring us closer together? And just start with being grateful for what it is, or what it is in this about the situation. That would be for me is one thing that I find very helpful in raising your vibration. What
Thank,
about
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Biget. Actually, I know being grateful is basically because you've written a book regarding being grateful. So I think basically when you are grateful for what you want, for what you have, then you're grateful for love and loving yourself, accepting yourself. And you spoke about look at the environment is very, very important. Those are the things that we take for granted in life. You look at your environment where you are basically with your friends, with your family, and be grateful for every love that you have around you. Then once you feel that, once you carry that beliefs, whatever you ask, then it will be given to you because that will be the belief that you are carrying. That I am grateful for love, and when you are grateful for your family, you are grateful for your friends, you are grateful for the business tribes, everyone that is around you. and you'll be able to attract the love. Basically, that is the universe basically aligning with you, saying, wow, she is grateful. And you're believing as well that on Valentine's Day, you're looking at your friends who are buying their present for their spouse, and basically you're believing, you confirm and declaring that love actually exists, and you're letting the universe know that actually I'm waiting for mine. I'm waiting for my own blessings. God, I'm waiting for my own. And if you basically being grateful and seeing your friends and loving them and basically celebrating them, because sometimes we don't celebrate our environment. When people succeed in something, we don't celebrate them. We ask questions, why me? But we all have different destiny. So if you focus on basically what is around you, what you want, and you actually can have that life that you desire, because it's your beliefs, it's the beliefs that you're carrying, and if you are carrying that beliefs, God will make a way for you, and the universe, whatever your beliefs that might be, that vibration energy and the beliefs that you are carrying, and that beliefs, if you believe that basically discouragement about love and believing that there is no such thing as good men, there is no such thing as good men, good women, then that's what you're gonna get. So you have to believe that love is coming your way. Whatever the results that you want, if you want the results, you want to be a wife to somebody, you want to be a husband to somebody, why not believe it? Why not live in that character? Why not create that character? Because when a man meets a woman, they basically they meet a wife. When they choose somebody, they say, actually, I wanna get to know this character. And this character basically is perfect for me. I can take this woman or I can take this man, introduce introduce them to my mom, to my mama. Or a man who would be like, I can introduce this girl to my mom basically without shame, because you have a character of a wife. If the marriage is what you want, create that character, because the ring, the whatever, the signature that you put on that paper, it doesn't matter. The wife is already been created. So if that's what you desire, to be a wife one day, to be a mom one day, you know the behavior, the energy that what you need to be. So why not become that and then make it official later, 3 years later and 4 years later, by signing? Because when a man chooses you and a woman chooses you, she's like, wow, this could be my husband one day, this could be my wife one day. So whatever happens in that relationship, they're having fun, but the destiny is for you to become the wife, to become the wife. But you're already the wife in your character, in everything. You're vibrating the energy that you are vibrating. It says, this is who I am. If you are looking for a wife, there is no other woman that can actually, there's one woman that can you can date, that is Nomsa, nobody else. So basically you are declaring a statement. And when you declare that you're enough, you're beautiful enough, guess what? God searches the right man for you. He searches the right woman for you and brings them on time as well. If you say I need them on Valentine's Day, they will arrive on Valentine's Day. Over to you, Dr. Piggott.
I love that. I love that you how you said, become the woman that, or the man that you want to become. So if your intention is to be married, then yes, you want to be the, you want to be a marrying stock, so to say. If you want to be married and you thinking and living and be everything in your beingness is a single, for instance, you're like, well, I want to be married, but I never want to consider the people feelings. Or I want to be married, I want to be able to do whatever I want, and I want to be able to stay out until 2 in the morning without ever have to call home. Well, that's not exactly I mean, everybody's different, but in the majority of marriage where you live with other person, the other person would be worried if you're supposed to be home at if you said you're going to be home at 8 and now it's 2 in the morning. They might be actually already on search with the police, right? And causing them a lot of angst. And so, what is it that? And that was actually, it's very funny, but it was one of those thing that come to me long ago, early in this part of my journey after my divorce, and I was grateful. I was speaking with somebody, and at the time, I wanted to be in a relationship, and I spoke to somebody and who's also a single person, and he said, oh yeah, I have a wonderfully active life, and on Monday I'm doing this after work, and on Tuesday I'm doing this and that, and then Wednesday, and then it's just, I say, when I sat here thinking, well, you have a wonderfully active life and you are single, and you said you would love to be with a woman, but there is no place for a woman in your life right now. And I actually met these persons because a friend of ours introduced us. But when I sat there listening to this to him, I'm like, I don't want to be his girlfriend. Why would I want to stay to come between him and his friend and all his schedule? Well, why bother? And that actually helped me look into my own life. And then I said, okay, you know what? This is what I am to do, which is okay. Clear up this schedule. I clear up that schedule. Clear up weekend. Actually, I picked one day on the weekend that I don't do anything except for my loved one, and things like that. So where are you? Where are you in there? If you said you want to be married or you want to have an even better relationship, that you are with the one that you already have in your life. If you said you want to be closer, to have more closeness and intimacy, how much time are you putting for each other, for instance? And so that's one thing. And I love how you said it's also to celebrate other people. And that is another way that you very, very reliable in raising our vibration, is to celebrate other people. And instead of being jealous, if you see somebody who are, say, you want to be married and your friend, yet another friend got engaged, and you're not even with the man or the woman that you would love to be yet, then how about if you celebrate them? And in addition to celebrate them, which will increase your vibration when you genuinely do that, you're also grateful for them, for being an example, for you on what it is. And perhaps you can go and ask them and say, hey, at some point we were all single, so what is it that you might do differently, that you are already engaged now while I'm still single? And what about if you do that instead of saying, oh, poor me. Oh, look at her. Oh, look at that ring. Show off. Well, how about if you use it as an inspiration and say, okay, what is it that I would love, and be grateful for the example, and be grateful for the perhaps even the opportunity to learn, and then send a lot of love. There is such a thing in this universe, where if you would love something in your life, you want to give, you give first, and when you give, you raise your vibrations, and then when you do that, then you will naturally, in life, whether you believe, whether you study the different religions, bibles, Buddhism, or what have you, or even just in general, if you think about it, if you want to, let's say, have some warmth in the room, if anybody ever seen or have those wood fireplace or even coal fireplace, and you say, I want fire, I want warmth, you don't sit there next to the fireplace or the coal stove and you say, okay, now done. All right, wood. All right, coal. Give me some warm, give me some fire, and then I'll give you fire. That doesn't work that way. You gotta lit a match, put the fire on, and then the wood, the stove, the coal, the fireplace, the universe give you in 10 to 100 fold. But you gotta give some love. What love can you do today, if you for your Valentine Day challenge? What love can you give today, even if you're not with the love of your life? What kind of act of love can you do for somebody in a grocery, perhaps call up a friend and say, hey, how are you doing today, just thinking about you. So what's your thought about that, Numsab, about giving first and then you will receive?
I think even in the Bible, it says, if you want to follow me, the only thing you need to do is give me your heart, and then everything else will be added to you. So when you give, basically, it shows us the power of love, the power of giving, the small things that we take for granted. If you give, like small things, you give your time to charity and just give to your friends, because there must be somebody out there who needs your help. And just give love. Love is free. You don't have to pay money to give. And you can actually choose how you live your life, and in order to manifest the love that you want, you can choose what is happening, what you want it to happen on Valentine's Day. You can choose what you want to happen in December time. You can choose anything. And what kind of a man you want in your life, what kind of a woman you want in your life. So basically, everything is in your hands, by the power of giving and the power of basically understanding the value, your value, your worthiness, because we want other people to tell us how beautiful we are. We want other people, when we step outside, we are wearing shoes, clothes. We want somebody else to admire the clothes that we are wearing, the shoes that we are wearing, the handbag that we are carrying. But us ourselves, we're not sure. So when you buy that handbag, when you buy those shoes, you buy that dress, connect with it, so that when you step on the outside, you walk it, you speak it, and you attract the love that you want, because you're feeling good. You're feeling good about yourself. I have image stylist within the company, but for me, an image stylist cannot dress me, because they can help me with the colors, like girlfriends when we go out. But when I put something on, I got to feel it from the first time. I got to be comfortable. I got to basically, when I dance, when I do something, I got to feel it. I got to connect with it. If I'm not connecting with the dress, it doesn't matter. The image stylist can try to tell me the benefits of the colors, the benefits of me wearing what I'll be wearing. It doesn't matter. I will leave the dress. I have to connect with the dress. I have to connect with whatever I'm doing. I have to connect with it. I have to be grateful as well, and just look back where everyone has had challenges in life. Everyone has gone through something. So I have to look back and say, God, if you can pull me through that, love is a small thing. You can do it. You can help me, universe. You can help me to attract and connect with the love that I want. And in that way, like Dr. Biggett, you were talking about your character, your behavior. If you want to become a wife, your Saturday nights, how are they like? So those are the character you need to look for. There are some people, they say, I'm looking for love, but they will still go out Saturday night, and they will bring a man or bring a woman with them, have sex with them. You're having sex with the energy. So basically, if you are looking for love, looking for basically a long-term relationship, we have to keep it real. Your Saturday nights, yes, you go out, but when you meet somebody that night, you don't take them home. You go home and say goodbye to them, arrange a date and say, okay, can we arrange a date? Because when you take somebody home, basically, they might be your wife, yes, but they might not be. So basically, you arrange a date, because women want well cultured men, men want well cultured women. So basically, you arrange, or if you go out, simply you see beautiful women, you have to tell yourself and say, no, that is not what I want. I don't want some woman that I'm gonna sleep with and just look what I'm manifesting right now. I'm manifesting for a wife, or some people don't want to get married or are manifesting for a long-term spouse, not this tomorrow gone here, tomorrow gone. So when you manifest, you've got to declare it. Declare what you want and tell the universe, this is what I want. This is my desires. And don't put a face. If you say I'm looking for somebody who looks like David Beckham, the universe is gonna be limited. God is gonna be limited to finding somebody David Beckham look-alike. Just tell the story. Tell the universe the story. Tell God the story, what you've been through. He doesn't need to know your story. He already knows anyway. The universe already knows. But declare it and say, okay, universe, you know what I've been through. You know my want, my desires. Give me the woman or a man that is going to complement my life. That is good, because some people come to your life for a reason. So just say, bring me a man or a woman that will relate to my story, that will relate to my past, that will enter the spirit of love and connect with me in a way that is going to align with my heart and my desires. And then once you declare that, then you have to watch the universe, you have to watch God, because God does what God will give you what you want. If you say, God, I want a millionaire or a billionaire, a man who is going to look after me, or a woman who is going to look after me, God will say, okay, I'll go find him. Is that all you want? You don't want the character, you don't want the image, you just want somebody with money. God will bring you somebody with money, and that person will be the wrong person. When things go wrong, you start saying, but I prayed, and you'll be, yes, you did. You asked me to go get the money, I got it for you. So you got to be clear, you got to clarify, you got to be specific. Be specific of your desires. Be specific of what you want. God knows a beautiful man inside out. He knows a beautiful woman inside out. A woman who has a heart. A woman who is going to build a family, who is going to come to your family and build you and build your family. He knows a man that has a vision, a man that is going to basically to help you, basically be a teacher with your children. Or some people don't want to have children, but just to look after you like a king, like a queen. And when you have problems, you fight, but you sort things out. But if you just say, God, oh, I tired of my life, I need money, need a man with money, I need a woman with money, God will say, okay, that's what I'll bring. And they bring a man with money, but they are abusive. Woman with money, abusive woman. So, and then you start saying, oh, and you'll be like, no, you were specific. You asked me to go and find the money, the woman and the man with the money. That's what I brought. Over to you, Dr. Biget.
And I love you touch. I love that you touched 2 points in there, and it was very. It's such a funny thing that you mentioned that, and that is very true. I mean, even you actually, as a love harmonist, you look at what people want, right? And they will say, "I want the dead, the dead, the dead, the dead, the dead." You're like, okay, check, 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 check. And I had an experience with that back in the day when shortly after my divorce, I registered some service similar to yours, but here in the person's here in California. And so I said, this is what's important. And I didn't think anywhere in my mind back then about what the person outlook in life or something like that. So less than 6 months later, they introduced me to this gentleman who is kind person and so forth. And because the love harmonist does guide people too. And one thing that I didn't think was he was he lived in abundance and all. And he was ready to retire. And so what he would love was he would love a woman who would love to accompany him in his semi-retirement life, as well as to be able to make home, to watch out for the kids and basically to make house and also live not career focus, so to say. And I said, what a great lesson, because first I don't make home. I barely ever clean my own house. I'm grateful for that. And then the other part, I was like, oh wow, what a great experience, because I still want to live life. I still want to go out there and create and have a magnificent career and not go and everybody different. For some people, and the love harmonies actually was very surprised. He said, well, when I share my feedback, I'm like, it's great. I'm just not the lifestyles. It's like, okay, well, so it's you're not into living a leisurely life and going vacations half a year. Stay in the mountain. I said no. So, but that's also everybody different. So different, like Numsa says earlier, the other part, that one thing that will help you raise your vibrations, where the way that you would love it to be is be who you are. Be your authentic self, because one is knowing what you would love in life and be specific. But as Numsa said earlier, you have a wardrobe person, but you got to be who you are. You don't just say, okay, I'll just wear whatever anybody says, and not being your authentic self. You want to be your very authentic self. You want to know who you are. Yes, the person can give you advice, but anytime you are not being your authentic, anytime you're not being clear and understand what it is that you truly would love, then it is something that you actually allow people to dampen your light. When you say, oh, okay, this doesn't feel right for my body, but I'll wear it because society says you got to wear this kind of clothing, or you got to carry this kind of handbag, but it doesn't feel right to your body. You will dampen your life, you will dampen your light. And when you restrict your light, and when you restrict your energy trying to conform to somebody else's, then naturally you will lower your vibrations, and that actually will be counterproductive in you being in a relationship that you would really love. And so that's one thing, that the other thing that you can do to increase your vibrations is to actually truly know who you are, what is it that you love, and then to be authentic, to be you. Yes, there are to be you in a version that I have a lot of coaching people ask me this. So they said, well, but if I want to be me, but then I'm going to be this other person's, the image of a wife, or the image of a mom, or what have you, how is it? But what you want to do is to be you in the image that you would love to be. What do you think about that, Numsa? You want, yes, you are being you, but what you, that who is a mom, you who is a wife, what is it like? So what's your thought about
Basically, my thoughts about this is, if you want to be a wife, basically you have to look at the character of who do you see yourself in 5 years or 10 years, with your two children, with your husband. If you want to have kids, some people don't want to have kids, they just want to get married. So you have to basically have a movie about your life and the character. And obviously, if you have a picture of a husband or a spouse that you want, a wife that you're looking for, so you have to become that. If you are looking for a man who is driven and you are not driven, it's not gonna work. So that's why they say, you are looking for a husband, be a wife. So you are looking for a spouse for a long-term relationship, be a long-term relationship material character, because if you are not what you want, then your relationship is not going to work. Because if you basically, you attract what you want. If it is love that you desire, you will attract that. And cosmic energy, it works in a guided way, because when you play with energy and you say, this is the energy that I want, the energy don't play games. The energy goes and search for what you want. And if you say, okay, there are bad habits, I want to be in a long-term relationship, but I still have a bad habit, you can still create the good habit, but in an authentic way. There are some people that they actually change my character. For me, basically, I'm speaking from experience. I played football, and when I was going through that journey, playing and visiting people, I would look at clothes, the people, what they are wearing. I would start basically buying something exactly because it looks good on the body, and not actually realizing that what I have seen to somebody is a character that they have created. And for me, basically, I just look at it and I just say, oh, I want that character, but it's not mine. So you have to be as authentic as possible. And basically, you make a declaration consciously or subconscious in your subconscious mind. Once you make that declaration, and everything will be granted to you. Your character, basically, you will start working on your character. You will start getting to know, because you're going within. Basically, you will start getting to know who you really are as a person and connecting with that person. It's actually a beautiful journey to get to know yourself. For those people who have not done it, it's a beautiful, beautiful journey, because you look back, and that's why I don't tell people what to do. I can tell them how I've done it, but I don't tell them what to do, because I know changing your character and being authentic as well it's not something that you can play with. It's a journey that you have to create it. You have to agree with it. So you have to go within and just basically agree with it and carry that belief, what you believe about yourself to be true, and carry it. And even God, if you believe that this is what God, this is what your blessings, this is what you're meant to be. God will help you with that beliefs. And also sometimes that's why you meditate, to actually go within and search within your image, your soul, and everything, basically to trying to understand who you are as a person. Hi, Kumati, how are you? We appreciate you. So yeah, anyone who is watching, we appreciate you, and please just put your comment and how you manifest it. And those who are in a relationship as well. Dr. Bickett, if you are basically you are in a relationship, you know the character that you have to manifest in that relationship. So it doesn't is when we talk about love, love goes on. It's not about, okay, I found love, I don't need to be who I'm meant to be. You still have to work on yourself. And those who are looking for love, you have to work for your character, for the habits that you want. And if I'm looking for a man, I have to describe the man, and I have to see, look at my behavior. Does it actually align with who I desire? If I say I'm looking for a man, maybe I'm attracted to men who have got business, who have got their own businesses, or just men who have their own ordinary job, but high-end jobs, who loves to grow, uh, not afraid to apply for promotion. I have to look at myself. Am I that? Am I afraid growing? Am I afraid improving my life? And am I afraid, like exactly, Dr. Bigger, when you talk about true authenticity, true authenticity basically, it basically has to align with what God created you, not what people tell you. I always go, I don't know whether you've seen this, you've heard people saying, I know this person very well. I always tell people that no, you don't. People have surprises. People can show you, because once you work on yourself, there's still more you can bring out of you. There are things that I do sometimes, and sometimes I'm scared of doing things. But when I work on myself, I actually surprise myself. Actually, I was having fun. I applied for this job just for fun. And it requires you to actually, this job requires you to do the interview, playing the character in the game. So, and the woman sends me this basically character, basically for them to see what kind of a character. I was like, I don't know how to play a game. I have no clue, but I was like, I'm not going to ask anyone. Let me just play with it. So I just did the game. I just did the game and played and played and played. And it was like, wow, you passed the interview and successful. And I was like, this is what I need just to test myself. But now I'm, because I was testing myself, I wasn't actually applying for a job. So because these people have took me really, really serious, and also it's just testing my skills, like, because I am the CEO of my company, and I'm testing my skills. That do I actually, when I'm saying I'm the CEO of my company, do I actually qualify for somebody to see me as the CEO? So I decided I'm going to apply for this job and test my skills. And I had an interview with this guy, and he was like, oh, yeah, I think I like you and I'm going to take you. And I was like, okay. So now I know the reason I did this, Dr. Bigger, is I know that I'm testing my skills, that what I believe to be true about me, does somebody else believe it as well? When I speak it, when I do it, do they actually believe it? When I say I have a company, I know how to run this, does somebody else run it? So I was like, I'm going to apply and go for it. Whatever happens after, I'm just praying for God to put things right right now. But I have done it now. I know my qualifications. I know that when I speak, I'm speaking what I actually what I believe in. So hi, Julia. Hi, Kumat. I don't know if I'm actually pronouncing this word. Julian, it is lovely to see you. I know you are he, not a she. So I remember you. Yeah, so Dr. Biget, sometimes you got to test your skills. And if you basically say you are actually, if we say we are who we are, we better test our skills. If you say I'm kind, I'm this, you got to test your skills by going out and practicing it, because you don't know. Love can be anywhere. You could go outside and find the love of your life. It's everywhere. You can find love everywhere. For me, basically, I don't believe that how I met my spouse, I went out one day. I didn't basically had an idea of I'm gonna meet this guy, and this guy challenges me on stage. He was like, I can dance better than you. And I was like, really? And I was like, I don't think so. So he challenged me and I challenge him. And then a few months later, we eating. So he keeps challenging me. Even now with that we are together, he still challenges me with the dance floor. When he goes out and dance floor goes, I'm like, I don't think so. So over to you, Dr. Bigot.
That is adorable. That is cute, Numsa. And so yeah, I think I have a very, it was only a brief time, but I think I have a distance memory of you dancing very well during the conference back in London where we met. And so they have the party that night, remember? And so I was like, that girl know how to dance there. And so, yeah, sure, great dancer.
I remember
And then,
Sharon saying, keep it clean, guys. And we were like, okay.
they were underage people. And so but that is very true what you say just now, that when you step into this character, just know that, whether you call it the universe, life, or something in your system will actually test you. You will be, if you're really serious about something, life kind of sometimes says, it's like you said, okay, like you said, I want to be kind, I want to be generous, and I want to be what have you. And life will suddenly show you people whose behavior is trigger every imaginable thing in you and say, Really, you want to be kind? Let's see if you're really being kind here. And you say, okay, I want to be in a committed relationship, and I'm not gonna jump around. And life will tell
Yeah.
will brings you the sexiest girl or gentleman that who's only one on one night stand, and so you want to be able to be solid with that, and as part of that you actually want to make sure that you truly is clear inside. What do I mean? That you don't have baggage, that you don't still have resentment, that you don't still have hidden unresolved grief, because those will turn into a trigger. Actually, those will cause you to not be fully clear, not to be fully open, because whenever you still have things that you are to forgive, you are to let go, you to release, you still have resentment or even triggers, which usually caused by hidden unresolved grief, and that's my specialty in grief transformation. You will trigger you'll get triggered by things, and so if you have any of those, then if you still have things to forgive, look at the last week of the conversation about forgiveness, or talk to me, as well as if you still have baggage and things, you want to clear that up. And that is the other part. Imagine that we're talking about rising your vibrations, right? Imagine if your baggage is like, just like when you have baggage, when you're going around carrying a suitcase, can you run up the stairs, for instance? We talk about this like being bringing building a ladder into your the relationship that you love. Can you climb up a ladder or even run up the stairs if you're carrying baggage that's weighing you down? Absolutely not. And so, or at least most people don't. If it is enough baggage, if you have a little backpack, maybe. But if you truly have baggage, you not to be running up the stairs or climbing a ladder. And so you want to clear that up. You want to clear that up. The multiple different venue. There's a lot of book out there. My book, Seeking Peace, not in the image, and my book, Seeking Peace, here talk about forgiveness. Talk about how you can clear up your energy and actually also raise your vibrations. And so you want to clear that up. Ask help from people who know how to do that easily and with fun, because when you're having fun, your vibrations stay high, so you don't want to be doing things that's like feeling like a chore. And so, but that's something that you really want to do, clear up your baggage such that you can truly be who it is that you would love to be in a fullness, in a fullest possible way, and be grateful for your journey where you are. And if you need extra motivations, Numsa says this earlier, if you need extra motivations or a way to discipline yourself in being grateful, the book, I think you can see it a little bit, but it's right here, the book, Gratitude Journal. It is available on Amazon in any country. And as Numsa has one of these, right? And it has inspirations inside of it. And then it's one little book. In the US, it's only $11. I think in the UK, it's turned into about £8 something. That will last you a whole year. And all you need to do is every day, write something about love, something you're grateful about love. If it is love that you would bring into your life, what is it that you're grateful about love in your life? And perhaps it's, yes, one of your friend got engaged and being a great example for you. And so share about that and write about that, or join my gratitude group. I actually also run a gratitude group, a joyful living, daily gratitude inspirations and affirmations. So join my gratitude group if you need extra motivations. It's a Facebook group, and just ask to join. And
I'm showing my copy, Dr. Bigot. I was looking for my copy so people believe me that I do have the copy. And every day, basically, I write my gratitude and everything. So, and it saves me money because I think it's gonna last me for
a whole year.
over a year. Yeah. So normally the diary does not last me for a year. I think I have to go through 2 diaries. So that's my book. I've got it. You don't want to know what's in this book. My daughter goes, oh, okay. It's
Well,
just
For those with family, I mean, the reason this is teddy bear on the front is, as you can see, it's teddy bear on the front. The reason it's teddy bear on the front is so because it's something that can be for the whole family. It's that the reasons I make it such a small investment, even though it's a whole year, so you will still have money in your pocket, even if you decide to make it into a family activity, so your daughter can hang around and and do practice gratitude as well. Make it an after dinner activity or something. That there's something, just a small investment, but it's the little thing that you do. It's the little nuance that you do on day-to-day basis that will actually allow you to raise your vibrations and keep it high. And then before you know it, you blink, and then the love of your life is already is right there by your side, or your relationship suddenly flourish. We know that gratitude help people bond. That's the one thing. The gratitude, the energy of it help people bond. So if one thing that you want is your current relationship to be even more thriving, practice gratitude. Get the gratitude. Get that very inexpensive gratitude book for everybody and make it a family activity or something. But that is one my final message. You can. It's absolutely possible for you to be able to be in a love relationship that you love, and just do take the little steps, tiny little steps at a time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Biggett. For me, basically, I just say if you are looking for love, a long-term relationship, just work on your better habits that you have, and grow the good ones, the positive ones. Make sure you grow and enjoy that life and enjoy the experience of basically when you accept yourself and accept your life, God basically will basically bless you, and the doors of possibilities, the doors of opportunities will be open to you, because you are believing that love is real. Actually, when basically I learned this thing of personal development, how it works. It was like I was at school. I took Paul McKenna's programs, and I used to really study when I get the things that I needed to work on. I would do it practically and making sure that I follow the rules. And there was part where it says start by not telling porcupines. Since then, I never tell porcupines. Because sometimes when you are late at work, and if somebody says, why are you late, then you create stories and stuff instead of saying simple, I'm just late. Today wasn't the day for me to be early, so that's about it. Or if it was traffic, just say it's traffic. Just find the love that you want, create the character that you want, because you we were created as individual, and we have a story in our journey, in our destiny. Your destiny was already written. It's not written based on Nomsa, based on Dr. Biggett. You know your own destiny. So once you know your destiny, and just meditate, pray if you are a Christian, and ask the angels of God to basically bring you the wife and bring you the husband, and you become the character. Show them that I'm ready, I am who I say I am, I'm looking for love, and just experience that. The journey is beautiful. I don't know how to explain it, but it's better than when somebody tells you. When you live it, it's beautiful. So God bless you, everyone. We're here Monday to Friday at Nkosi Talk Shows, and 1 p.m. UK time. If you are looking to connect with one of our coaches, please do. And when you connect with these coaches, we have coaches from all different walks of life. They will help you basically to find that voice within, because some people don't have a voice. They will help you to become you. They will basically activate whatever, and you do the work. You activate that basically power within, and you become who you want to become just by activating the real you, your true authenticity. And they have a free consultation. If simply you want to work with NOMSA, bring it on. And also at Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agency, we basically help you to find love, the love that you want. And Dr. Biggett is a grieving coach. We help you find the love that you want and fulfill that destiny that you desire. Or simply, if you just want to hire the coaches with the NOMSA just to spend a day with you, we have that service as well. So spend a day with you as long as you can afford us. We're very expensive, but it's worth it. Basically, you have loads of brains, loads of coaches, and just hanging out with you. So can you imagine that? So live with grace, everyone, and God bless you.